All right, this is end of June quickie garden tour. Um, Look how beautiful these eggplant flowers are. I mean, I'm just stunned by them. They are just they're beautiful. That's all there is to it. Um, they're putting out flowers. These the ones these are the ones in my green stock, and they've started putting out flowers, quite a bit of flowers. So I'll be getting eggplants soon. All right, this is the pippin variety of peppers. They're smaller. This one I did not prune or top off, and these two I pruned and topped them off, and there's no difference. So I won't even waste my time next year doing all of that pruning and topping off. I'm just gonna leave them alone. They're skinny, they're putting on flowers. I was hoping that they would bush out more, but I am no longer gonna prune them or top them off or do anything. If they give whatever amount of peppers they give me while the season holds out, that's what I'm gonna get. This eggplant is so much smaller than my other ones. It has taken a long time to do much of anything, which is very surprising. All my other ones did well. Um, it hasn't done anything. Um, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. I have these, I think these are my dragon tongue beans, bush beans. And they say you can put two in here, but these beans are yellow, they're browning. I'm not sure what's going on with them. I don't know if it's a watering issue. They're getting plenty of sunlight. I don't think it's that they're getting too much sunlight, so I'm just not sure what's going on with them. These are my heat tolerant lettuce that I planted in here. I've got about 4 in here. I will probably thin them down to just 1. This red-headed lettuce, I harvested some of it, and it came back on its own. I left the roots in, and it is growing me. It's growing. It's come back. I didn't think it would do well in the heat. That was part of the reason why I harvested. But it's come back. More carrots are still here. These are some of the, stragglers. I'm gonna let them grow a little bit longer, and I'll probably pull them out in the next 2 weeks. These carrots have done nothing. They've really not even, I mean, they'll probably get pulled out. They have just sat here and done nothing. Um, More carrots. Again, I knew I wasn't going to get a broccoli head. Once again, the leaves are still edible, so I'll harvest the leaves off of them and do like a mixed salad. Cabbage. I doubt I'll get a nice head of cabbage, and that's okay. I can always plant them again in the fall. I still got more carrots in here. So I'll go through, as long as they're not attracting aphids and different, pests into the garden. I'm going to let them grow a little bit longer, and I'll just go through and harvest what I can and make a nice salad mix with it. Um, I don't know what to do for this plant. It has struggled so much. I have top dressed it with some warm casting tea and more trifecta. I do have some cucumbers coming up on it. I don't know how well they'll do. It's just, I don't know if it's my soil or what it is, but this plant has really struggled. Once again, lots of eggplants here, and they look like they're getting ready to set flowers too. And this is just some heat tolerant lettuce. Um, these have my ground cherry tomatoes, and they have quite a bit of tomatoes on here. Underneath here, I did harvest some of this beets that were in here. So all that's left is The lettuce, I intentionally have these ground cherry tomatoes. This is Aunt Molly's ground cherry tomato, covering some of this lettuce and just providing some type of shade for it. I do have some lettuce here that I recently planted. In this container, I had some pole beans. I pulled them out and I've planted some bush beans, and they're coming up nicely. I think they're probably the dragon tongue again, and some, I don't even know what variety these are, but they're bush beans. I'm sorry, not pole beans, but they're bush beans. I had pole beans in here that were struggling and weren't doing well. I pulled them out. Squash plant, it's doing okay. Still small. Cucumber plants, these are my crystal apple cucumbers from Baker Creek. And this is another one that I stuck in here. More beets that will eventually get pulled out, along with a indeterminate tomato plant. I'm not sure which variety it is. I didn't do a really great job at labeling. Look how massive these eggplants are. These are the baby patio eggplants. There's nothing baby about them. They're massive. Lots of fruit, beautiful purple fruits. So I'll be excited to try some of these and find different fun dishes to cook with them. Kale is struggling. Kale does not like this heat at all, and I don't blame it. They're drying out real fast. I have some basil planted in here. This is like an Asian basil. I have some purple basil in here. This is an indeterminate tomato plant in here. I'm gonna go through and water all of this. It's just getting way too hot for some of this kale. Watermelon plants, I will go through and thin them out. If these do well, I will thin it out to maybe just 1 or 2 plants. Haven't had much luck in growing watermelon. Winter squash, not doing all that great either. Still small. Got some yellowing in here. I did top dress it, and it's giving me lots of male flowers. We'll see. Okra. I did a Alabama red here, and then the Okinawa pink okra. So that'll be interesting to see how they do. But they seem to be doing okay in here, and okra loves the heat, so they are thrilled. This is another indeterminate, like cherry tomato. I don't know what variety it is. I didn't label it, but I did plant some basil at the base of this tomato plant. I'm just so thrilled with this Swiss chard. Look at this Swiss chard. You go, Swiss chard. Swiss chard could be grown in the cool of spring or fall, or in the heat of summer. You just have to get it started and going, and it will do either cool or heat. I did plant some mustard greens in here. They are not doing as well as I thought they would. Mustard greens, this variety especially from, I believe it's from Baker Creek, I believe. They're supposed to be able to do the heat, so they have not done that well for me at all. I planted the same ones for my mom, and she lives in Florida, Zone 9B, and hers are doing great. Mine are just like, I'm not sure what they're doing. I actually like the taste of mustard green. It has a little bit of a bitterness that I don't mind. Again, going into the hot weather, summer weather, where it's just, I mean, look at this, aphids. I will probably pull this out. I mean, it's cabbage. I know I probably won't. No, it's broccoli. No, it's cabbage. I will plant it again in the fall. It will do better in the fall. It's attracting a lot of pests to the garden, and I just can't have that. I don't spray chemicals in here, so I might do a little soapy water on some of these plants, but that stuff just needs to go. Um, Onions down here. Um, and I will probably use them as green onions. I probably won't let them get, very big. Um, and getting lots and lots of strawberries. I quit pulling the buds off. I'm just like, go ahead, strawberry. But this is the June bearing all-star variety from Stark Brothers. Got some carrots in here. Um, they're kind of slow growing, but you know what? I'm gonna let them chill out. And I have struggled with, and again, it's just the season we're in. Every day I've had to come in here and water these. Dinosaur kale is heat tolerant. This kale does not like the heat. So if I don't come in here and water, they just start to brown up and look crazy. So I'm harvesting, I'm watering. I will definitely next year not put these on the top. I'll probably put them in the bottom where they don't dry out as fast. But these go great with salad, cooked. I don't have to go to the store and get greens. I just come on my deck and get some. This is the Georgia collard green, and once again, they just do better in the cooler weather. It's gotten just too hot for them. Once again, the strawberries, star of the show. They look great. They are filling out. They got lots of flowers on them. They're producing. Like these over here have lots of flowers. So those will be turning into strawberries. Um, I'm just thrilled to see how this watercress is doing. Um, Watercress loves a lot of water, so I'm constantly every day watering it. My herbs are still chugging along. And then my peppers, these peppers are doing much better than the ones in the green stock. They have bushed out and they're not putting out any buds, flowers. They're focusing on producing leaves, so I'm kind of happy about that. These are my bumblebee variety of indeterminate cherry tomatoes. I realized that I grew nothing but indeterminate cherry tomatoes. I don't have any slicers. So, but anyways, they are looking a little purple. I did top dress them because they are producing fruit. I didn't learn my lesson. I did overcrowd them. Really, there should be maybe 2 or 3 in here. But I got 5. So we'll see. And then this is my cucumber. I've struggled with cucumbers this year, just trying to keep them hydrated, fertilized. I did top dress this one. I don't know if it's a container, but it's, still pretty yellow. I see a bunch of male flowers on it. I don't really see any female flowers, but we'll see how I do in the cucumber area this year. But I guess that sums it up. The garden on the deck. Full garden tour end of June. Looking forward to a great summer harvest and thinking ahead of my fall garden.